welcome to the Ultra Street Fighter 4 World Warriors of Capcom Cup Player Series Showcase. My name is Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. And this is the series of videos where we go over all of the players who have qualified to compete in Capcom Cup 2014. There's 16 players going to be there. It's going to take place at the Warfield in San Francisco. If you're in town or if you're anywhere near there, or if you want to travel out to San Francisco, definitely try your best to make it out there. It's going to be such an awesome live event. And if you don't have a chance to make it there, of course, you can watch it on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Going to be lots of cool things, live bands and stuff like that. It's going to be quite an event.
Players qualify for Capcom Cup in one of two different ways. You can win a major tournament, one of 10 major tournaments, and thereby automatically qualify. For the remaining 6 players, though, the way that you qualify is through points, by getting points at different tournaments throughout the year. If you do better, you get more points, that sort of thing.
Right.
Today we're going to talk about a player who did qualify that way.
Yep, and he did it largely through playing a lot of the online tournaments as well. And he's super young guy, one of the rising up and comers. I mean, I don't want to call him a rising star because he's already amazing here. Yeah. But I feel like he's going to be one of those players who's going to be around for a while. And this is of course NuckleDu from Florida. Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the youngest one in Capcom Cup. I don't know who would be younger. Because he's a young guy. He's been playing for a few years, though, already. He's been traveling since he was in about his mid-teens. And in that time, he has become one of the best players in the States. I am always interested in watching him play because he plays such a unique style. His guile is not like other guiles. Right. A lot of people play guile defensively, very patiently. That tends to be sort of why you pick guile. You come in having an idea about what guile is. I've seen guile over 20 years. He is a defensive character. NuckleDu doesn't really have that experience to have seen those old guiles, and so he brings a very fresh perspective to the character, and he plays it much more offensively. He will take risks that other people don't. He has little tricks that other people really don't bring in.
Yeah, I mean, he had no reason basically to buy into the reputation that Guile had. Right. So he's just going to play him the way that he wants to play him. And the way you see him play, like Guile is the character that's always stuck in the corner. And he plays really well defensively. NuckleDu is the Guile who actually puts you into the corner. And he likes to just like mess with you once he gets over there. He does some things that I've never seen other Guile players do, like low roundhouse, FADC, dash up, and throw or overhead kick, and he's brash. It's a good word to describe him. He's very fearless. He's young, you know what I mean? He hasn't built up that kind of fear, I feel like, he plays with that kind of, reckless abandon, you know what I mean? He'd be the guy in the action movie who's going woohoo while jumping out of airplanes, that's how it feels to me. So
well, he's had the opportunity to travel quite a bit on the East Coast, and so he does have a lot of experience in high level play, and I think he's gotten to the point now where he has a reputation for being, like you said, a brash player, but also a really solid top-level player. He makes great decisions, even if those decisions are not the norm.
Right, right.
Lately, he hasn't just been playing Guile, though. He's been playing also DiCaprio. Now, he had a couple of backup characters before, but he's taking DiCaprio a lot more seriously, and in fact, at some tournaments, he's played her more than he has Guile, and he's done well.
Yeah, and a lot of the other characters he played, I mean, it's really interesting because I think one of the things that actually kind of works in his favor, we talked about this with Guile, how he kind of made up how to play Guile. Right. When he played a lot of the other characters, he tried Akuma and Cammy. Right. It looked like he's tried hard to mimic other Akumas and Cammys, and I just don't feel like it kind of worked out as well. Okay. But with DiCaprio, there's nothing to mimic. Completely brand new character, and so he gets to make up everything again. And gets to play him how he feels like they should be played again. And maybe that kind of works into his favor because I feel like he has one of the best DiCaprios in the country.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's only a couple of other people who have really taken her far into tournaments and such, but the way that he plays her, like a lot of people play her like, okay, let me use the scramble and teleport back and forth and be really tricky and whatever. And it seems like how the standard usage of the moves, but it feels like to me NuckleDu kind of does a little more creative stuff with her.
I definitely agree with that. So today we're going to take a look at a couple of matches of his, actually.
Because we're going to get a chance to see him use both of the characters that we talked about.
Exactly.
We're going to get to see him play Guile and DeCapre.
We're not really sure what he's going to be doing when it comes to Capcom
right,
So we don't want to focus just on Guile or just on DeCapre because we'll see. I'm not sure which one it's going to be.
Yep, exactly. So so the first match that we're going to watch here is from a tournament. Where does this tournament take place?
This was in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
This was the first attack tournament that happened. Like we said, he didn't win any of the 10 major automatic qualifiers. And so instead we're looking at footage of him doing well at other tournaments. This was a big tournament. A lot of people came out for it, and there was a lot of really high-level play. He's playing PR Balrog.
Yes.
In this match. And
another qualifier Capcom Cup. So,
right, exactly. Very, very, very top-level player. And PR Balrog is playing Evil Ryu and also his traditional main character of Balrog.
Right. And so in this first match, we're going to get to see how he plays Guile.
Right.
And it's going to be really interesting because against a character, especially like against Balrog, you kind of expect Guile, Balrog trying to get in.
Right.
And I don't think it quite turns out that way, but let's take a look at this. Let's go ahead and start these matches here. All right, so here we go. We see NuckleDu going with Guile and PR Balrog starting with Evil Ryu.
Yeah, that was a character that he's really been picking up in Ultra.
As you can see already, walking forward. Yeah, just moving forward. I mean, let's watch that red line, right? Most Guiles go backwards from the red line right from the start, but NuckleDu already kind of went forward.
And look at even some of the little things he's doing in between. Neutral jump fierce, I assume? I'm not even sure.
Right.
And whipping throw in between sonic booms. He's doing a lot of bazooka knees to move around.
That was a double dash that he just did. Dang, immediately throwing this just to get some
and then he wants to get in.
Yeah. I mean, he has the most active Guile.
Oh, of course.
You know, I mean, obviously one of the other best Guiles in the country is Dominion. And Dominion, he's amazing when he gets put into the corner. He has such great defense there. But like NuckleDu, you just don't, you know, he doesn't play that way.
No,
you know?
he's not being put into the corner. Look, there's the red line you were talking about. NuckleDu is on top of it after all this time. Not only has his back not been in the corner, but he has instead cornered PR Balrog.
Oh, that's the second time he's done that there.
That's really nice.
Oops.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that. He's holding charge, of course, when he presses down fierce, and he sees if there's a dive kick. Dive kick has to be placed really well to be safe, as you can see.
Yeah, it's the third time he's done that there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it would probably be safe if PR Balrog were blocking.
Right.
But,
and so here we go. He threw him into the corner, and now he's trying to apply corner pressure.
Right.
Guile is trying to rush you down in the corner. And as we said, that's just something you just don't see very often. Oh, interesting. No flash kick that time. He had done it so many other times.
Right. He's been, by the way, doing a great job of mixing up on knockdowns between delayed wake up and regular timing wake up.
Okay, yeah. Super important new feature in Ultra there, that delayed wake up. And yeah, he has PR Balrog.
Oh, I mean, I like the risk. It's an invincible thing at the start. Look how he kills him. Come on, guys. No, but I like it. It's just very brash, like you said. I like that word.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny too, because he also has, he's known for, so Guile has a taunt where he puts on the glasses.
Right.
Right. I don't know if he'll do it here, but NuckleDu actually will do it in tournaments every once in a while. And it's really funny because it looks like, you know, he's being cocky or whatever like that. But he's talked to us before, and he's actually told us it's kind of a way to psych himself up, to keep himself like, you know, aggressive and keep himself going.
Right.
It's actually a really interesting a thing to do, you know. I mean, like most people would be like, oh, that's useless. I wouldn't ever do something like that in a real match. But you know, he's a young guy. He's like, you know what?
He finds some use in it.
Yeah,
right?
He's like, I'm just going to do this, you know. Who cares if I lose a tiny bit of positioning? I need to do this to psych myself up. And I think that's really cool. Dang, he FADC'd the flash kick at that time.
Yeah, he's very insistent on doing that flash kick to try to blow up pressure. Most of the time it's worked out, but previous round he really got lit up for it, and yet he does it again the second round. So here's the corner. Ooh.
Ooh. Yep. And just keeps him in the corner and walks forward. And look at that little footsie dance that he does. Okay. Not going to get the full animation, so not going to kill. Oh, wow. I'm not even sure what NuckleDu was trying to throw in that situation.
That might have been like he was looking for an empty jump sort of thing.
Right. All right, so PR Balrog takes this. And again, it's also really interesting, too, because in Ultra, a lot of the Guile players actually really consider this character kind of nerfed.
Guile, right, yeah.
Yeah. And so a lot of people are kind of frustrated with the way he turned out. But it's really interesting because they really did nerf some of Guile's defensive options a little bit. But NuckleDu hasn't seemed like he's been bothered by the changes as much because I just don't feel like he plays the traditional Guile game, you know.
Yeah. I definitely think you're right. Ooh, look at those dashes toward.
He dashed twice to throw.
Yeah, ends up not working out, but, you know, it says a lot about his playstyle.
Yeah. Not a lot of Guile players. Look at this.
Ooh,
just relentless.
love that setup.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Just about a guaranteed kill situation right there.
I mean, that's Guile's strength, right? Obviously, he throws a sonic boom, and now you got to guess what he's gonna do. And you know that also plays into NuckleDu's strength because he does not fall in the patterns very often. He's really good at mixing things up because he does play a little wildly.
Ooh.
Oh, baits out an uppercut there. Really good with the anti-air. And again, that's also part of the fearlessness as well. Whenever someone jumps at you, he's not scared to hit the button to go for the anti-air. You know what I mean? Even at the last second and such.
You see him on the left there. Yeah, so in those couple of games, you see him play offense. You do also see him play a mid-range defensive game at some time. I mean, of course, PR Balrog was jumping in. And like you said, he had to deal with that. So it's not the case that he only plays offense or that he only can play offense.
Yeah.
He's definitely good at the sort of traditional, what you think about Guile wanting to do. That's just not what he wants to do most of the time. It's not what he does most of the time.
Yeah, so just because we say he goes crazy with Guile doesn't mean he ignores the defensive aspects of Guile. He's super good at them, but he throws a lot of people off because all of a sudden he switches to offense. And it's just like if you're used to the way Guile plays, it's kind of unsettling sometimes. But you can see here, PR Balrog does switch to Balrog. He's going to try to see if this match works better for him.
By the way, we should say this is losers finals from first attack. So it's a first of 3. Obviously, it's not first of 2. Right. Yeah, so PR Balrog is playing his traditional main character just a little bit more comfortable with, and a little bit better at cornering people with. So this match is fought in the corner so far, just because that's sort of the matchup.
Let's see, good stuff here. Gets out of the corner.
Yeah, it's just a raw jump out of the corner. You know, it wasn't a setup or anything. He just took the risk, and he got out because of it. And ends up losing, but again, I like what that says about his style.
Again, very fearless. You know, a character like Balrog normally rushes you down, and you'd kind of freeze up in the corner, and he takes a step and jumps over him.
Right.
All right. Yep. Good corner carry combo there from PR Balrog.
Ooh, let the whole thing rip. Level 3 focus. You don't see it too often. There's a sweep.
Yeah, that's an odd range for sweep, but yeah,
worked.
Gets out of the corner. And that's really important. And again, see, there's that fearlessness with the anti-air. Balrog has a really good jump attack.
Right.
He's a really, really good priority on his jump attacks, but just not worried about it. Yep.
Still finding those little holes to press buttons in.
Yeah, you see that forward dash?
Right, yeah. He had been playing defensively, walking away, but he only does that for so long.
Oh, and then such a key back throw, yeah.
He was just looking for it.
Yeah, and what a great reaction there. Yeah, that's not going to be fast enough because Guile's Sonic Boom recovers so quickly. And there you go. So NuckleDu is now at match point, going up here against PR Balrog. And I mean, this is a good example, though. I mean, I wasn't sure exactly how this match played out, but you can see that, you know, while PR Balrog has gotten him into the corner a lot, you know, NuckleDu has been able to just keep him out as best as possible, and he can play this defensive style game.
Right. And in fact, he's convinced PR Balrog that he really needs to rush in. So PR Balrog has lost a ton of life in cornering NuckleDu. That's exactly what Guile wants.
Ooh, nice. No fear on the focus attack.
Oh, jump to ward timing. Who expects Guile to jump to ward right there? Look at PR Balrog's face. Really, you jump to ward? But, he's such a good sport about it. So. Yeah, there you go. He makes it into grand finals in that one. You can see what we're talking about with his Guile. Offensive, takes risks, does sort of unusual things, can still definitely play the defensive and mid-range Guile.
Right. And again, it's just, we're going to go into the next match here, and he's actually going to be using a completely different character in this one. But watching his Guile, I just like watching it. It's so different. It's really exciting. It's like the exciting Guile to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah. But again, we mentioned he also uses the Capre.
Yeah, so we're going to watch a video from the Fall Classic, happened relatively recently, where he plays DeCapre against Peppa, who is using El Forte.
Right, and if you guys watch the Fall Classic, Peppa flown out there from Japan, really big fan favorite, and Forte, kind of a crazy go-nuts character, and Peppa just kind of ran over a lot of people at this tournament.
Right.
And so it was really interesting to see how this match is going to play out. Now, Forte does, a lot of people consider him to beat Guile, that he's better in the matchup. So that might be one of the reasons why NuckleDu went with DeCapre. But what's going to be really cool to watch is to see how he uses DeCapre and shuts down a lot of the options that Forte has.
Right.
So let's get into this. Yeah, we're going to be kind of right at the start there. Yep. And immediately you can see, interestingly enough, I feel like he plays almost more defensive with DeCapre than he does with Guile.
Right, yeah.
But again, I feel like out of most of the DeCapres that I've seen, he uses Scramble the best out of all of them. And you can see already, okay, so here's the offensive style that, he can play all of a sudden. And look at this, in this first match, he really didn't give Peppa any opportunity to do anything, and just goes for just the stinger right there.
Hey, look, that's a big risk. That thing is extremely punishable. Forte has Ultra 2, which is pretty damaging lined up, and yet NuckleDu is right there.
Yep. Here we go. Just trying to gather himself, but this is what Forte does, Yeah. And he's really consistent on punishing that, so that's good. Nice little option select there to catch the sweep.
Yeah, that's good to see.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, he does stay still with her more than he does with Guile. DeCapre is a pretty different character. Even though she's a charge character still, she doesn't have things that force the opponent to move in the way that Guile does. Guile has a Sonic Boom that he uses to force action out of the opponent. She doesn't really have that, so her style has to be a little bit different.
Yeah, but it's really interesting because basically what you see from a lot of the DeCapres is they really rely on that right there, low forward into rapid daggers. But that was just really interesting, like because you saw him FADC the rapid daggers, then he goes for the scramble fake.
Yeah, he had full super, and then 10 seconds later he didn't have any of it.
No fear of using it. Yeah.
Really like how he's using the jump back spiral arrow like that.
Yeah.
It's always a threat. You can make it safe. If you're at the right distance, EX version is safe.
But like I said, the thing that makes it really interesting to me is that a lot of the DeCapres you see play her very footsies. They try to play her footsies positional, low forward, rapid dagger, block strings, and stuff like that. But look at him. He jumps around. He throws scrambles out everywhere. I think he's only made Peppa block one rapid dagger, which he FADC'd and went in for more offense, So he takes the first one there.
He killed with the overhead there. I don't know if that's what he meant to do, really. I think.
Look at him laughing here.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
And Peppa on the left.
Like I said, it's really cool to see because I hope he sticks with it because he can be around for many, many years. He could be a top player for a very, very long time.
I totally agree.
Yeah. It's just some of those players that you just feel like have it, you know what I mean? And I just feel like NuckleDu is one of those guys. So, and there's a lot of young players. There's a few young players from Florida, actually.
There are.
CJ Truth is another young player from there who's very strong as well.
They definitely have a few. And he's probably foremost among them. CJ Druth is a really good player, but here we have NuckleDu in Capcom Cup.
Right, exactly. All right, so Peppa taking a little bit of time in between the fights just to see if he can gather himself.
Well, I don't know if he had real DiCaprio experience before this, so I think some of what you see is a little bit of unfamiliarity, but that's something that that people, I think, face against NuckleDu regularly, not even just in the character thing.
Yeah.
He talked about how different his style is than most people, so you're going to see things if you're playing against him for the first time that you don't see other people do with guile.
Yep. And, not to turn this into a Peppa video, but I mean, you saw him think about it a little bit, and you'll see some really good adjustments from him. He'll be able to do a lot more damage here in this game. But again, see, just throw, stinger, all these craziness that he has, it's really hard to predict what NuckleDu is going to do. Right. And like I said, most of the Capras, they just try to threaten you by doing chip damage with rapid daggers, but he's just used scramble to go in. You see a lot of people with scramble fakes, scramble, go back, scramble, go back, scramble, go back.
He's not even doing it. He was just sitting there.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, wow. Yeah, see right there, I'm not sure if Peppa knows how punishable that really was, but great combo confirm from NuckleDu.
Oh man, all right.
Yeah. Let me just quesadilla bomb you. But you can see both guys here having a really good time with this. It's beautiful too, because Peppa, I mean, don't get me wrong, his English is actually pretty good for having never left Japan until then, right? For coming to America for the first time, I should say. But Street Fighter is such a universal language for everybody.
I like how well he places that stomp there out of the air. You can make it safe if you time it correctly, and that's what he's doing.
Yep.
So now he is doing a little bit of fakes back there, but even still, not as much as other people will.
Yeah, he uses that really well, the air spiral arrow.
Yeah, he does. Well, he knows that Forte wants to do a lot of air stuff, and so he's using that.
Wow. Just got him to run into that.
And gets the juggle, too, smartly. I really like how he uses that ultra, by the way. It's a little tough. Oh, no, he doesn't know. It's a little bit tough to set it up, but we've already seen some cool mix-ups from him. Earlier in an earlier round, he dashed up a bunch after setting it out and actually went for a throw tech.
Yeah, he pushed him out of the fireballs to go for the throw. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, I like that. It's cool. It's cool.
All right. This looks like an all Peppa round here.
Yeah, this was top 8. It's not winners or losers final, so it's a 2 out of 3, not 3 out of 5.
Yep, and this is the stuff that Forte can just do. It's one of those things that you can't feel bad. I mean, he's not doing a lot of damage at once, so.
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah, okay. There it is, chased down with the quesadilla bomb. All right, so we're gonna go to the last game.
I love the reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can see he's having fun, Peppa kind of having, taunting him a little bit with the gunshots and everything like that, and NuckleDu's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a strategy you see a lot of people do, just go back to character select, just to kind of,
just think about it a little bit, marinate a little bit.
Yep. Force yourself to think what happened. It's a good way to regather yourself, remind yourself. All right.
Yeah, he's gonna stick with the Capri. We're gonna get to see a little bit more of the style. It is totally a strange style. It's not even compared to his guile. I think you're right when you say that he plays more defense, or at least he plays away more. Maybe not defense, but he plays away more as DiCaprio.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, we've seen Momochi play DiCaprio. We've seen Ramasama. Is it Ramasama who plays DiCaprio? Yeah, and I don't feel like they're very rapid daggers focused.
Yeah.
And NuckleDu so far has only used it in combo confirms, which is really interesting to me. Oh, look at that, chasing him down with an air throw. And then here we go. Here comes the little offense that he's playing.
Nice.
Oh, that was so sick. And he went for it, but Peppa didn't punish it.
I think that was probably safe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If you time it meaty enough, basically. Oh, that was nice.
Oh, that I like the idea.
Yeah, that was supposed to be an air throw.
Oh, you think? Okay,
yeah. I think it was
not
probably.
A reset.
Yeah, I think it just came out as the wrong thing. Oh, nice block. Yeah.
I don't really know what she can do in that situation. He finally gets tired of it.
That's a good read on his part because Peppa felt the momentum and he was going in hard. So that's just a great read. I mean, you don't get super good at Street Fighter at this age without just kind of having this natural talent and this ability to have this understanding of human psychology right away.
Well, he definitely knows the punish for that.
Yeah, he's successfully punished it almost every single time.
Right.
Yeah, there it is right there, the air throw.
Builds meter.
Dude, I love that how he uses it for the positioning.
I really like that air spiral arrow again. He used it not just to hit, but also just for mobility to stay away from where Forte is.
Yep, again catches it.
Yeah, this time he expected it. I tried that before. Hey,
no overhead.
Really caught onto it. Oh, look at that.
He was probably thinking to himself, you know what, he totally could have ultraed on wake up and beat my overhead, but it worked, and that's that brashness that I'm talking about, you know what I mean?
I like that big smile.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really funny because he went for it. That was obviously the trick, and it's just funny to see how he reacts like, oh my God, it worked, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. But also, he also knows that Peppa was really an audience favorite at the time and a fan favorite. True. So, and he had been beating up on a lot of people, so he knows how important it was to have won that match against him. Right. You know, it was really something because Peppa at the time was really heavily favored to at least get to like top 3 grand finals.
Really good, but yeah, it definitely got cut down there. So you can see the 2 different characters that he plays. Again, I'm not sure which one he's going to go with the Capcom Cup. Maybe it'll be a matchup thing. You said, here's Forte. Forte does well against Guile. So maybe that was what he was thinking about. So depending on what the matchups are, that's probably how he's going to think about which character to use.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it, and this is going to be a true test for NuckleDu, in my opinion, because like we said, he is young, and he is kind of brash, and I don't feel like he really ever, you know, doesn't feel the same kind of pressure as a lot of people, because if he does plan to keep playing this game, he's got plenty of tournaments to win, right? But this is a big stage. This is a really big stage. So
literally, in fact.
Yeah, that's true. And so I'm wondering now, do you think the moment might get to him? You know what I mean?
Oh, you know, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. He is going to be up against, you know, more
seasoned players.
Yeah, more seasoned is a good word. More seasoned players who he doesn't have experience against in the past. We said he travels a lot, but it's almost entirely U.S. East Coast. And so he runs into the same people over and over and over again, and he sort of knows what's going on with that. You just saw him beat an international player, so it's not out of the realm of possibility at all. It's something he can do. But I just think it's going to be tougher for him. Like you said, doesn't have the experience against those players quite as much. Right.
But you know what? Like we said, fearless, you know, just not scared. And so that's going to get him far at Capcom Cup. If he can get over the nerves a little bit, get over some butterflies perhaps, and he just plays the way that he wants to play, you know what I mean? I'm going to be super excited to see him there because especially at his age, getting to play on such a big stage, I mean, I got to imagine it's just going to be like the time of his life. It's going to be one of the most enjoyable things, you know what I mean? It's going to be exciting. So, especially if you win a match and you turn around and you stare at this theater full of people, they're cheering for you, dude. I mean, that's going to be exciting. So.
And it's going to be tough for people to get a beat on him. A lot of these players are going to be going into there with extensive notes. And you can see videos of him playing. There's plenty of those. It's just that he is willing to take those risks.
Yeah.
Willing to make different decisions. And a lot of other people are, and so it's going to be, you know, it might be difficult for some people to adapt to that style.
Yeah. But I'm super excited to see how he does. I really hope he does well at this event. And he was in there last year. Remember, he was at Capcom Cup last year for Cross Tekken, I believe it was. Wasn't he?
I have no idea.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably should have talked about that beforehand.
Yeah.
So, anyway. That'll be Capcom Cup at the Warfield in San Francisco on December 13th of this year. coming up. And make it out if you can. It'll be a great experience and a great tournament. And if you can't, then watch at home live at twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe or just follow them so you'll get notification, and subscribe if you can. But that way, if you follow them, you'll have notification as soon as it starts. You shouldn't need the notification though, because you should just be right there, ready to go, right. Because it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be good. So
if you like this kind of thing where we talk about and analyze matches and players, come check out our channel at youtube.com/UltraChenTV and twitch.tv/UltraChenTV.
Yeah, I mean, on Tuesday nights, we always do a weekly show where we talk about what's going on in the fighting game community. We talk about what's going on, new games coming up, recap events, talk about upcoming events and such. And like you said, we try to do a lot of analysis videos and stuff like that. We also have educational videos for beginning players, and also, videos where we analyze very high-level stuff and talk about high-level strategies.
That's right. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at Capcom Cup.